The arena pulses with electricity as the lights dim and the crowd's roar fills the air. Gervonta Tank Davis strides to the ring, his eyes locked forward, exuding the confidence of a man who's ended fights with a single punch. Across, from him, Lamont Roach Jr. enters, his face a mask of determination, ready to prove he can hang with the lightweight division's most feared knockout artist. The Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. is a cauldron of anticipation, and the stage is set for a lightweight showdown that promises fireworks. The announcer's voice booms, introducing the fighters, and the crowd erupts as the bell rings for round one. Both men waste no time. Davis, the Baltimore native with a record of devastating knockouts, circles the ring, his southpaw stance low and predatory. Roach, known for his speed and resilience, darts in with quick jabs, testing the waters. The commentators' voices cut. Through the noise, one calling out the action with fevered excitement. Davis stalking, measuring the distance, looking for that one big shot. The other chimes in, but Roach is sharp. He's popping that jab, keeping Tank at bay. Midway through the round, Davis lands a crisp left hook that snaps Roach's head to the side. The crowd gasps, but Roach fires back with a three-punch combination, jab, cross, hook, that forces Davis to reset. The round ends with both fighters exchanging glances, each acknowledging the other's skill. Round two sees Roach finding a rhythm. His footwork is slick, weaving in and out to avoid Davis's power shots. He peppers Davis with jabs, aiming to frustrate the knockout artist. But Davis is patient, his eyes narrowing as he studies Roach's movement. A sudden right hand from Roach grazes Davis's chin, and the crowd buzzes. "Roach is fearless," one commentator shouts. "He's taking the fight to Tank." Davis, unfazed, slips the next punch and counters with a thudding body shot that makes Roach wince. The bell rings and the fighters return to their corners, the tension palpable. By round three, the fight's intensity ramps up. Davis starts to close the distance, cutting off the ring to limit Roach's mobility. A slow-motion replay captures Davis ducking a wild right hand from Roach, then exploding upward with a vicious left to the body. Roach's face tightens, but he refuses to back down, answering with a flurry of punches that drive Davis toward the ropes. "That body shot from Tank was nasty," one commentator exclaims, "but Roach is showing heart, firing back with everything he's got." The crowd is on its feet, feeding off the back-and-forth action. Davis's power is evident, but Roach's resilience keeps him in the fight. Round four is a chess match. Davis begins to target Roach's body consistently, his punches landing with sickening thuds. Roach, however, uses his speed to slip out of danger, landing a sharp counter right that catches Davis off guard. The commentators marvel at Roach's tenacity. He's eating those body shots and still coming forward. This is a statement from Lamont Roach. Davis smirks, almost as if he respects the challenge, but his eyes betray a growing intent to end things. The round closes with both fighters trading jabs in the center of the ring, neither willing to give an inch. Round five delivers a pivotal moment. Roach, buoyed by the crowd's energy, unleashes a combination that culminates in a stinging right hand to Davis's temple. Tank staggers briefly, his knees dipping, and the arena explodes. "Roach rocks him. Roach rocks him." The commentator screams. Davis recovers quickly, his defensive instincts kicking in as he bobs and weaves to avoid follow-up shots. "Tank's hurt, but he's dangerous when he's hurt," the other commentator warns. Sure enough, Davis fires back with a left hook that narrowly misses Roach's chin. The round ends with the crowd chanting, the momentum swinging in Roach's favor. As the fight progresses into round six, Davis's power begins to take its toll. He lands a series of body shots that slow Roach's movement, forcing him to clinch. Roach, ever gritty, fights out of the clinch with short uppercuts, but Davis's strength is overwhelming. A replay shows a brutal left hand from Davis that lands flush on Roach's jaw, his head snapping back in slow motion. "That's the Tank Davis we know," one commentator yells. "Pure power." Roach, however, refuses to wilt, landing a quick combination to keep Davis honest. The bell rings, and both fighters look spent but determined. Round seven is where Davis turns the tide. He traps Roach against the ropes and unleashes a signature uppercut that lifts Roach's chin skyward. The crowd gasps as Roach's legs wobble, but he somehow stays upright, grabbing Davis to buy time. How is Roach still standing? One commentator marvels. That uppercut would have dropped most fighters. Davis smells blood, stalking Roach with relentless pressure, but Roach's heart keeps him in the fight, firing back with desperate combinations. The round ends with Davis landing another body shot and Roach grimaces as he heads to his corner. By round 8, the pace slows slightly as both fighters conserve energy for the championship rounds. Davis continues to target the body, while Roach relies on his jab to create distance. A key moment comes when Roach lands a clean left hook that turns Davis's head, earning a roar from the crowd. Roach is still in this, the commentator declares. He's showing the heart of a champion. Davis responds with a flurry of his own, driving Roach back with a combination that ends in a thundering right to the ribs. The round closes with both men breathing heavily, their faces marked with the toll of battle. Round 9 sees Roach dig deep. He knows he's behind on the cards and comes out aggressive, throwing combinations to keep Davis at bay. A sharp right hand lands on Davis's cheek, and for a moment, Tank looks rattled. Roach is fighting for his life. One commentator shouts, but Davis's experience shines through. He absorbs the shot, slips a jab, and counters with a left hand that staggers Roach. The crowd is electric, sensing the fight could end at any moment. Roach survives the round, but the momentum is slipping. Round 10 is an all-out war. Both fighters abandon caution, standing toe-to-toe in the center of the ring. Sweat flies as they trade heavy blows, each punch echoing through the arena. Davis lands a crushing left to Roach's jaw, but Roach answers with a flurry that forces Davis to cover. This is boxing at its finest, one commentator roars. Heart, skill, and pure guts. A slow-motion replay captures the intensity. Davis's eyes blazing, Roach's face etched with determination. The round ends with the crowd on its feet, chanting for both fighters. Round 11 sees Davis take control. He corners Roach and lands a series of body shots that sap Roach's energy. Roach fights back valiantly, landing a counter uppercut that momentarily halts Davis's advance. Roach won't go quietly, the commentator notes, but Davis's power is relentless, and a left hook to the body forces Roach to drop his guard. Davis pounces, landing a combination that rocks Roach, but the bell rings before he can capitalize. Roach stumbles to his corner, his team urging him to dig deep for one final round. The final round, round 12, is a dramatic crescendo. Davis, sensing victory, comes out swinging, landing a devastating left hook that sends Roach stumbling into the ropes. The crowd screams, expecting a knockout, but Roach's heart keeps him upright. "What resilience from Lamont Roach," one commentator exclaims. Roach fires back with a desperate combination, landing a right hand that catches Davis's attention. The final minute is a blur of action, both fighters emptying their tanks. As the bell rings, Davis lands one last crushing left hook, but Roach stands tall, refusing to fall. The arena erupts in applause for both warriors. The fighters embrace. In the center of the ring, their respect evident. The judges' scorecards flash on the screen and the announcer's voice booms, "By unanimous decision, your winner, Gervonta Tank Davis." The crowd cheers, but Roach earns a standing ovation for his courage. The commentators rap, "Up the broadcast, what a fight. Tank Davis retains his crown, but Lamont Roach Jr. proved he's a force to be reckoned with." A highlight reel recaps the fight's best moments. Davis's uppercut, Roach's right hand, the toe-to-toe exchanges, set to pulse-pounding music. Text flashes on the screen. Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach. Full fight highlights. As the broadcast closes, the commentators sign off. From Washington, D.C., this was a night to remember. Subscribe for more boxing action and stay locked in. The screen fades to black, the channel logo and social media handles appearing. As the music swells one last time, the fight may be over, but the echoes of this lightweight classic will linger in the minds of fans, a testament to the heart and skill of two warriors who left it all in the ring.